Good afternoon. This is Jamie Medina with Fixed Inc. Veteran Service Organization, and I'm here today to brief you on Camp Overwatch, which is an idea that we have here for a transitional community for unsheltered individuals. Our mission is easy enough. It's unsheltered solutions with a purpose. With a purpose. And our vision for this is to create a peer-driven transitional community for those experiencing homelessness. Now, I don't like to use the word homelessness. I'd rather say unsheltered. I'm trying to find a better one than that actually at the moment. I believe those words create an atmosphere of being a victim, of victimizing uh, that special population. Next slide. Okay, so the problem, homelessness is on the rise in our community. We see mental health and substance abuse, co-occurring disorders leading to the rise in homelessness in our city. Uh, Our Camp Overwatch will have a certified SUD counselor and a psychologist on site 8 hours a day. We're talking about building that transitional community, previously known as a shelter, but we're not going to call this a shelter. Once again, a homeless shelter. I believe we're creating victims, at least victims in their minds when we're using those kind of words. So the solution, it's a peer-driven community, forward operating facility, 50 plus beds for men, women, and families. The duration of stay will be anywhere between 60, 90, 120, even up to 365 days. If the individuals or guests end up moving into a peer counselor type position. So eligibility, it's a voluntary program. You know, once again, another phrase I don't like is low barrier, right? The thing with low barrier is, we need to meet them, the client, the guest, where you're at, and I fully agree to that. We will meet you where you're at, but don't get comfortable. Um, we anticipate having high expectations for our guests. It just makes sense. So clients may self-identify or volunteer for the program. And the daily schedule, we will expect our clients and guests to participate in an aggressive daily schedule beginning at 7 a.m. and ending at 5 p.m. With classes every hour, encompassing groups, medical appointments, medications, based on regimented routines. And what I'm doing is I'm taking the model from Creator Therapy, which is Dr. Harriet Zeiner's creation. It's an evidence-based behavioral change model. And clients will be expected to participate in milieu group settings and contribute to the community. After all, it is their community. It's only as good as they're going to put into it. And of course, at our navigation center, we'll have computer lab, Wi-Fi, job training skills, AA classes, NA classes, resume building with mock interviews, and once again, accredited life coaching and peer support counseling certificates as well. Hey, I've always said if it's good enough for the troops, it's good enough for all of us. That's a picture of forward operating base Tikrit, Iraq, back in the global war on terror. And what I want to do is set up a similar operating facility as we would a bare base. So this is the bird's eye view of Tracy, California, where Camp Overwatch. It's going to be just north of the I-205 freeway, the northernmost tip of town, as you can see here from working big. And we're going to go ahead and draw down small. So Camp Overwatch is going to be off of Arbor Road. Like I said, just on this picture, if you're looking up, that's north. It looks like it's west of the I-205, but actually it's north. I had tilted the map so we can get a good look of the entire site over there off of Arbor that has been designated as the shell. Excuse me, the community. Okay, so in that area, we're going to look at putting up a sprung structure. It's going to be an open bay housing unit, and partitioned off for men, and the women and family will have their own area, but open bays. And if you're looking to the very left of your screen, there's already a structure there. It's actually formerly the old kennel in Tracy, but so the old kennel, we want to beef that up, do some remodeling, and make it a usable kennel once again, because many of our guests have pets, and we're going to house the pets in the kennel. And then of course we're gonna go ahead and construct some lockers and storage areas for people's gear and equipment. Okay, so if you're looking at the very center mass of the slide, you'll see the structure. It's running roughly southeast to northwest. I'm sorry, southeast northwest, northeast to southwest, and then alongside that you'll see the navigation resources, which I depicted in 2 office type trailers. Next to that we'll have a restroom and a shower, and then a dog park for those who do have pets. So this is a closer look what we have here. The inside, kind of the guts of the structure there, with each of the blue little squares representing a bed. So we want to pack in as many as we can here, and then right down the center of that. So like you have the 3 beds at the top of the structure, and then at the bottom you have the 2 beds. We're going to split that in half and put the women and children in the open bay to the bottom, because we have a lot more men who are experiencing homelessness than there are women at this moment. And to pull it in, our navigational center, we propose 2 portable office trailers for navigation services. And many of the stakeholders that we're going to go ahead and pull into that, it will be Tracy Community Connections, Chest of Hope, Fixed, and other faith-based organizations as well. So this is the inside of the structure. As you can see, it's an open bay, bunk beds, and then it'll be storage areas for their everyday use, hygiene kits, etc. Now, this structure and this camp, I believe it should be broken down into phases. Like, let's just call it a red, white, and blue phase. Phase red is your intake. It could be your crisis phase. Could be those who are trying to go through a detox, and hopefully we have the resources for a medically assisted detox. Phase white, that's more of your inclusionary phase. Say you've already kind of got through your crisis and you got through the intake, or you finished your assisted detox, and that's pulling you into the community, okay? Because that's where you're going to get most of your peer support in the open base structures, the communal space in which you live. And then phase blue, if you go ahead and you made it through the crisis phase, your intake, and you made it through the inclusionary phase, and you're working and you've developed a good routine, we're going to start looking for the peer counselors. We're going to start looking for the leaders in that community who's going to step up and lead the others through this transitional process. Hey, Meals on Wheels, once again, if it's good enough for the troops, it's good enough for all of us. I actually ate out of a little little kitchen just like this. So looking to get a mobile, everything that we're proposing is to have it appear temporary and appear to be mobile, because we don't want people to live there. We're hoping people can come in and transition out once they've gained the skills, the confidence, and the purpose and responsibility and accountability to be able to do so. So yeah, we want to get a Meals on Wheels, a little mobile cafeteria and kitchen, and then also in working with, say, United Rentals, we have an agreement with United Rentals out of Modesto, and if we wanted to get like bathroom facilities or shower facilities, washers and dryers for clothes, we anticipate getting those almost donated for next to nothing for our project here with the camp. Obviously. That once again, mobile. The look is mobile. The feel is temporary, and that's exactly what we wanted to instill. Then also medical mobile facilities. So we anticipate trying to get from Sutter or the county to bring in their mobile medical team trucks, and hopefully bi-weekly if we can, to get people's chronic and systemic health problems looked at and reduce the strain on EMS, hospital, and local social services as well. So obviously stakeholders, hey, we're going to need MOUs with local nonprofits and volunteers if possible, and so we can facilitate individual and group mental health, substance abuse classes and case management, provide amenities too for our clients, such as food, clothing, etc. So this model, this is what I want our case management and what I want our facility to pretty much operate off of. Now, this is the Get Fixed model, which is a veteran-centric, tailored support service model. But as you see, I've altered it to address the guest of our camp. So, okay, if you look to the left, maybe a person, this could be what they're facing, which is why they end up becoming unsheltered. A lack of peer support, substance abuse, isolation, mental health issues, or a combination of all that. And then as you move down, you see, boom, that's why they're unsheltered. Let's go ahead and move to the right, where it says guest, right in the very center of the page. Now I'm focused on the individual and their root cause. Okay, it's going to be, I want to tailor we need to tailor our support services per each individual. So that's how the case management is going to go. So with the guest, we'll have on-site counseling, peer mentoring, complete wraparound services, flexibility with the classes, but also responsibility and accountability. Like I said, we'll meet you where you are, but don't get comfortable there, because I will have high expectations, as well you should too. So as we worked on the core issue, let's go ahead and move to the right. And this is the outcome that we're anticipating, right? So reduced isolation, harm reduction, independent living, unsheltered outreach, program graduates become peer mentors and peer specialists. That's my ultimate goal, is to see our guests elevate themselves and become outreach in the community, because I believe these are community problems, and community solutions are going to be how you solve this. Now, you're never going to solve homelessness completely. It makes me cringe every time I hear that, because there will always be people who choose to be homeless. But I believe if you create the environment of opportunity and purpose, which I'm learning by every day from working with this special population, is where you're going to see the change. So we have momentum going with the warming center, and I really want to see that go. All right, combined solutions and sustainment. Obviously, police need to be involved. We're gonna start working on grants, trying to get donations. There's gonna be a 24/7 camp, Camp Overwatch. As you see here, the 5 Ws. That just kind of encompasses who the guests are going to be. And then, like say the individual moves into an independent living situation, which I call phase black, okay? And that's independent living. We're looking at tiny homes, accessory dwelling units. I mean, these are also things that we need to take a look at, because it's going to be I like to call it the solution soup, right? These are all ingredients, the shelter, or the camp rather, is one ingredient, the tiny homes, people who have the ability to build an ADU, an accessory dwelling unit, in their single family residence, and to be able to make that possible for people to rent, whether it's a HUD voucher, or maybe they can get a job independently living, and they're paying for it themselves. But this is what we're looking at, and this is something that I've always said is, we need to move on this. We have the momentum. We have the guests who want to do this. They want to work there. They want to outreach. They're already helping each other. The individuals facing homelessness today in our community, they all know each other. They all help each other. They're all clicked up pretty much, and so it's like you have a community of outcasts, but within that, the community of outcasts, they become their own community. And like I said, I'm not one to wait around for evidence-based solutions. We know our community better than anyone. We don't need the same old. Excuse me. We don't need consultants and whatnot coming to our community and telling us, hey, this is what they did in San Jose or San Diego or Utah, or who knows where. Tracy knows how to take care of Tracy, and it's getting input from that population, which they're providing right now. They're motivated to see this happen and put in the work, and they don't want it for free. They actually want to do the work. So instead, let's create our own evidence. Others will be basing their programs on. So that's our plan for Camp Overwatch, which is the transitional community of unsheltered individuals out there on Arbor Road, formerly known as the homeless shelter. Thank you.